evening students. In the previous video we have discussed about what are the enzymes involved in DNA replication. So in today's video we are going to discuss about the mechanism of DNA replication in detail. So first one, origin of replication. So what is origin of replication? The DNA replication will not start randomly. The DNA replication begins at a particular region of DNA. So that region which is called as ORI region. So the DNA replication starts at particular region of DNA. That region is called as ORI region. If you take prokaryotes, in the prokaryotes only one region, ORI region only. But if you take eukaryotes, the eukaryotes are having multiple ORI region. There are many ORI region. ORI in the sense origin of replication, where the DNA replication is going to start. And the second step, activation of nucleotides. Because for DNA replication, nucleotides are very important. So activation of deoxyribonucleotides, because the nucleotides are present in inactive form. Actually they are present in their monophosphate form. Adenosine monophosphate, thymine monophosphate, cytosine monophosphate, guanine monophosphate. So it should be activated to their triphosphate form. Okay, so by the enzyme phosphorylase enzyme. So by the enzyme phosphorylase enzyme, this monophosphate form of nucleotides are activated to triphosphate form. So TATP, DTTP, DCTP, DGTP. So these are the first two important steps. Okay, so we are taking step by step. That is the meaning. The DNA replication is not occurring step by step, but everything will occur in a simultaneous time. But first, for understanding purpose, we are taking first origin of replication, next one activation of deoxyribonucleotides. Next step is unwinding of double helix. You know our DNA is a double helical form. So first the double stranded helical form should be opened into single stranded form. So unwinding of double helical parental molecule, which is brought by helicase enzyme. Already in the previous video we have discussed about the helicase enzyme. For example, for understanding purpose we are taking. So this is the double stranded DNA. Both strands are held together by hydrogen bonds. So when the helicase enzyme is binding to both strands, along with helicase enzyme, topoisomerase enzyme and single stranded binding protein, they also helping for unwinding process. So wherever this enzyme is moving, so it leads to opening of the double helix. So it leads to formation of one Y-shaped fork-shaped structure. So this is this Y-shaped structure which is known as replication fork. So the helicase enzyme along with helicase enzyme, some other enzymes, that is topoisomerase and single stranded binding protein, they are helping for breaking the double helical form into single stranded form. So it leads to the formation of replication fork. So you know very well, if you take the DNA, one strand is 3' to 5' means other strand should be in anti-parallel direction. Anti-parallel means 5' to 3' direction. Okay, suppose if you take this parental strand is 3' to 5', this parental strand is 5' to 3'. So the next step is formation of primer strand, because the new strand which is going to synthesize, this parental strand is going to synthesize one new strand, this parental strand is going to synthesize one new strand. But for initiation process, to initiating DNA synthesis, we are adding primer on both strands. Okay, so the next step is addition of primer strand. So you know what is primer. So primer is a short segment of nucleotide. So it is the short segment of nucleotide. So the next step is short segment of nucleotide that is primer. So if you take this strand, how we can add primer? So this strand, parental strand is 3' to 5' direction. So we are adding the primer in 5' to 3' direction. And you know very well, in the 3' only the new nucleotides will be added. Why? Because in the 3' only functional group is present. If you take 5' phosphate group is present. So always the new strand will be synthesized in 5' to 3' direction only. The new strand is always synthesized in 5' to 3' direction. So here we are adding RNA primer in this way. Okay, so if you take this parental strand which is present in 5' to 3' direction, as per the rule, if we are adding the primer strand exactly opposite to here means 3' to 5' only. But what is the problem here? Here 3'N, here 5'N. So the new nucleotides will not add to the 5'N. So what we are doing, we are exactly adding the RNA primer opposite to the 3'N. So opposite to the 3'N. So we are adding RNA primer in the both strand. Here if you take, here also opposite to 3'N only, here also we are adding opposite to 3'N only. So this is addition of primer which is done by RNA primase enzyme. In every step the enzymes are playing important role. Okay, so now in this strand there is no problem, the synthesis will be continue. In this strand, so we are going to take what is going to happen in this strand. Okay, so the next one we can say elongation of new strand. Next one, elongation of new strand. Elongation of new strand. This is the next step. So now what happens? This is one strand, the parental strand which is 3' to 5' direction. The another parental strand 5' to 3' direction. To this parental strand the RNA primer was added in 5' to 3'. Here it was added exactly opposite to 3' in the way 5' to 3'. Now what is happening? The DNA polymerase enzyme will add nucleotides. For example, here A means here T, here G means here C. So it will be continuously elongating. Suppose the helicase enzyme, now it is here. Suppose the helicase enzyme now reaching here. So what will happen? Still the strand will form the Y-shaped structure. Okay, so what will happen in this strand? No problem, because they are having 3' only, so continuously the nucleotides will be added. But coming to this strand the parent is 3' to 5'. First RNA primer we added here. Okay, so now here the gap was filled by DNA polymerase enzyme. Now again we want to add one RNA primer and this gap is filled by DNA polymerase enzyme. Suppose still the helicase enzyme is moving, so still we are getting replication fork also. So in this strand no problem, because continuously it will get elongate. But here at regular interval we want to add RNA primer. Okay, so this strand is continuous in their process. So this strand is called as continuous strand. But if you take this strand, they are not continuous, because at regular intervals there is addition of RNA primer. So this strand which is called as discontinuous strand. So one strand is called continuous strand and one strand is called discontinuous strand. Okay, so now what is happening? If you see this DNA, this strand is forming. For formation it is taking less time. So this strand also known as leading strand, because it formed first. But this strand it takes some time, because at every interval there is addition of RNA primer. So this strand which is called as lagging strand, and here we are getting fragments of DNA, here one fragment, here one fragment. It is not continuous. So this fragments of DNA which is known as Okazaki fragments. This fragments which is known as Okazaki fragments. Okay, so both the parental strands are forming new strand. But what is the difference? If you take this the parental strand which is 3' to 5', they are forming the new strand continuously. But whose parental strand is 5' to 3', they are forming the new strand in discontinuous manner. But anyway, the next step, anyway, we are going to remove the RNA primer and it could be filled by a DNA nucleotides because it is DNA replication. So there is no need of RNA primer, just we added to initiate DNA synthesis only. So after completion of the DNA replication, in the next step we are going to remove the RNA primer. Okay, in the next step now, so this is the strand which is 3' to 5', the new strand is 5' to 3'. If you take here, the parental strand is 5' to 3' and the new strand is 3' to 5'. But in this strand, at regular interval, there is addition of RNA primer. But here in this strand, in the initial step only, there is a RNA primer. So now, next step is removal of RNA primer because this is DNA. So there is removal of RNA primer which is done by DNA polymerase 1 enzyme. So by using this DNA polymerase 1 enzyme, the RNA primer was removed and this gap is filled by. The gap is also filled by DNA polymerase 1 only. So removal of RNA primer and the gap is filled by DNA polymerase 1 enzyme. So now we got 2 strands. Okay, from 1 DNA we got 2 DNA. Okay, 2 copies of DNA. Then after completion of DNA replication, the proofreading. So proofreading also very important. The proofreading in the sense whether here A means here it is T, here G means whether it is C. So it will check whether all the base pairs are correctly paired, matched or not. So the proofreading was also done by DNA polymerase 1 and nuclease enzyme. So only we are telling the DNA replication is semi-conservative because if you take both the DNA, one strand is parental strand and one strand is new strand. So here also one is parental, one is new strand. So the DNA replication which is called as semi-conservative mode of replication. And one more point, DNA replication immediately followed by cell division. Both occurs in coordinated manner only. Suppose if the DNA replication, after DNA replication, if there is no cell division, it leads to polyploidy condition. Because now in one cell, there are 2 copies. Okay, if it is not followed by cell division, it leads to polyploidy condition.